Hi, I'm Meena Gopal, an offering manager for the IBM Cloud Pack for Multi-Cloud Management. And today we will look at the SRE principles adopted in the Cloud Pack. In this session, we will briefly look into IBM's vision for the Cloud Pack and focus on how multi-cloud management helps SRE and ops to manage and maintain a highly reliable environment and application. IBM's strategic direction going forward is the Cloud Pack, which are created with the intent of enabling enterprises to move into cloud in a fast and reliable way, providing management, security, and governance along the way. There are multiple Cloud Packs offered by IBM, and in this session, we will focus on Cloud Pack for multi cloud management. This Cloud Pack provides you with visibility across your hybrid environment, which means not just your containerized workloads but also your traditional workloads. It helps the IT ops with meaningful and more actionable incident management and runbook capabilities to automate redundant tasks. We also enable application modernization, but not just providing platform for container workloads, but also your hybrid workloads, where some components of your app could be containerized on cloud while the other could still be traditional apps that are on-prem. Governance ensures your application and infrastructure meet regulatory compliance standards by helping enforce them dynamically and continuously. And last but not the least, we provide the site reliability engineers with a common platform where they can collaborate easily with their existing tools and technologies, helping reduce toil and meet business reliability requirements of the application. As you have heard by the SRE principles, Class SRE implements DevOps. They spend 50% of their time on development as much as they work on service reliability. As we move towards DevSecOps, we think SRE also extends the security aspect of the lifecycle. DevSecOps talks about embracing security along every step of the DevOps and not just being an afterthought. So, if we want true observability across the entire platform, is not just metrics, logs, and traces, but also the security elements of it that gives you complete health and performance of your application. Apart from all the capabilities that the Cloud Pack for multi-cloud management brings, here you can see some of the key SRE features highlighted in yellow, like collaboration with ChatOps, secure session access via Bastion, a centralized location of your hybrid inventory with relationships, a secure wall for secrets management, everything that helps SRE navigate and troubleshoot issues in a secure and auditable manner. Cloud Pack for Multi-Cloud Manager addresses the needs of different personas like cluster administrators, developers, security operations, SRE, as well as the traditional IT op folks, helping them all through their modernization journey. Here are some of the key SRE features that the Cloud Pack brings to the table. Collaborate with your existing tools and processes via a common ops console, reducing toil to switch between different platforms. Secure your credentials, cloud connections, and secrets using a secure vault. An access management system where SREs can securely connect and share sessions with auditing capabilities that can help in your efforts to comply with regulatory requirements. A single point of access to all your inventory, whether it's traditional VMs, different cloud providers, cloud clusters, and cloud service instances. And of course, the fundamental principle of SRE, the golden signals. The golden signals are latency, error, saturation, and traffic. One of the key reasons that these are called golden signals is that they try to measure things that directly affect the end user and work producing parts of the system. They are direct measurements of things that matter. This means they are better and more useful than a lot of less direct measurements such as CPU, RAM, networks, replication lag, and endless other things. Look at the left hand side picture, a conglomeration of hundreds of microservices that make up an application. Where do I begin to troubleshoot? Which way do I go? Now, look at the right hand side. A one hop topology that guides you to the problem service with clear indicators. A overall top down infrastructure topology that helps you guide if a worker node is the source of the problem. The golden signals, of course, that can help anyone troubleshoot even if they are not a subject matter expert at it. The time slider on the top that shows you events and also dynamically updates the entire page to show when the problem potentially surfaced. To continue with some more capabilities that the Cloud Pack brings, use machine learning and analytics to determine the normal behavior of resources. Determine the upper and lower bounds of key metrics dynamically and get smarter, meaningful alerts based on that rather than having to apply manual thresholds. Black box testing can serve as service level indicators of your application that helps you determine if your service is running optimally irrespective of customer usage. There are different types of testing available: a simple REST API call, multiple REST calls via Node.js, a web page test, Selenium based testing, or SOAP protocol based web services testing. Ansible Tower is the enterprise version of Ansible that helps organizations and teams scale quickly and effectively. Provision VMs have workflow orchestrations, perform configuration management tasks across hundreds of servers with a single launch. Auto-configurator service in the Cloud Pak creates an out-of-box synthetic test that measures availability of your Ingress endpoint, giving you a breakdown of where most of the time is spent so you can focus on improving the layer where latency is the highest. One of the other principles of SREs, which is the service level indicator and the service level objective, helps SREs measure and track how reliable the service is. We will dig deeper into SLOs shortly. Here are some of the key capabilities in action. Predictive insights on the right hand side is the machine learning of your key metrics usage. Chat ops where SRE can communicate with the Cloud Pak from Slack. A common inventory with auditable access, and synthetics or the black box test outcome. Let's look into what SLIs and SLOs are. Service level indicator is a metric that can be quantified. Latency, availability, durability, freshness of data are some of the examples. Service level objective is the goal that we set for that indicator. For example, the home page load for my application should be less than 100 milliseconds. And service level agreement is a contractual agreement between the business and the client on the service that is being provided with terms of penalty if the target is not met. In Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, we enable you to set the service level indicator and objective through an UI or through custom resource definitions. They can serve as gates for your code promotion between various environments. Once defined, measure and track the SLOs alongside your application. Let's go over a live demo where we can see how the indicators and objectives are declaratively defined and used as gate for code promotion in a Jenkins pipeline. Carlos, the site reliability engineer, is responsible to ensure highly available and reliable service to the customers. In order to do so, he needs to measure and track reliability using service level objectives. Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management helps set and measure SLOs so he can respond to critical incidents that impact customers and also use the quantifiable data provided to him to determine if the dev needs to focus on new features or focus on reliability or focus on features that improve the service health. Business can also use this data for SLA purposes. You can configure SLO using web-based user interface or as custom resources in the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. As you can see here, SLO is defined via code and tied to a critical path we need to measure on the application. Synthetics or the black box test can also be defined as custom resources. Developers or SRE can push synthetics and SLOs along with their application artifacts into a pipeline which can eventually serve as gates for the code to be promoted in the CI/CD pipeline. Let's look at the book info application that is promoted to different environment along with the SLO and synthetic artifacts via the pipeline. Book info application is comprised of four separate microservices: product page, details, reviews, and ratings. Book info application is deployed into staging environment first. The service level objective is that 99% of the requests to the product page should be less than 700 milliseconds. After deployment, you see the related artifacts deployed to the cluster. In the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management applications page, you see the book info application deployed in the staging environment, and here you see the deployment topology with all the related services and pods. Going back to the application page, you can see that the book info application is not deployed in the pre-prod or the prod environment since we are still waiting on the service level objectives to be met in the staging environment before the code is promoted to these environments. And here are the related artifacts for SLO and synthetics for staging environment. Please note that the SLO measurement window in staging environment is set to 1 hour. Having different measurement windows for each environment helps control the agility of your CI/CD pipeline. We can now note that the SLO target defined for the staging environment has been met. Going back into the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, we can see a new table was created to reflect the SLO data, the service it was created on, the service level indicator that was declared via the code, the time window, the target, and the current status of the SLO. Since the SLO target was met, code was promoted to the next cluster in the pipeline, pre-production. The application artifacts are promoted and deployed on the pre-production environment. Back in Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, notice that the deployment topology for pre-prod environment reflects the pods, services, and other deployment objects. Please note the measurement window in the pre-prod environment is set to 1 day versus the 1 hour time frame that we set in the staging environment. Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management gives you the ability to control and measure SLO for different time durations for different environments and clusters. SLO target in the pre-prod environment has now been met and the code is promoted to the production environment. Going back into the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, we can see that the prod environment has also been deployed with the artifacts for the Bookinfo application. As you can see here, we have successfully promoted Bookinfo application through our CI/CD pipeline using SLO as one of the gates to promote code from one environment to another. Using Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, using SRE principles of SLI and SLO, declare and control code promotion by measuring and tracking reliability all through the CI/CD pipeline and not just as an afterthought in production. Thank you.